Sony, you're giving AI way too much to control.
Here's the deal. Sometimes you play a game and you just can't beat it. You can't get good. It's a skill issue. Now, there's always been a solution to that, handing the controller to family and friends who maybe can do what you can't. But now Sony wants to do something really important. Take those people out of the goddamn equation. Because what if you could just select a menu option and hand control of your video game over to an AI?
Hold up. So Sony wants to remove those people out of the equation, right? And integrate AI into the game and automate the process. I don't know who would buy a game when AI is doing all the gameplay. That makes no sense. It's like me watching a movie, right? I can't tell the actors what to do and what not to do. The movie's already been filmed. You get what I'm saying? So like if I have a game and AI is integrated into it and AI is doing all the gameplay, what's the point of even selling the game? I'm not even gonna be able to play. I'm just watching someone play. Bruh, that's all bad.
Yeah, they're doing another generative AI in your video games thing. And this, allegedly, will be one that's capable of playing games better than you. Because all that I want to do is buy a game for full price and then have my PlayStation play the game for me.
You have to look at it from this perspective. Sony's the company and we're the consumers. We're trying to buy Sony's product, which in this case, it's the game. And we're buying the game, the product, for us to be entertained. But the moment Sony integrates AI into their product and automates everything, it prevents us from becoming entertained. Hence the reason that we were even gonna buy the product in the first place. You catching my drift? So it makes no sense. It's actually hurting them and hurting their bottom line. I don't think that's a good idea, Sony. Real talk.
It's more about the AI taking over whenever the player is physically incapable of managing the input. So you could use this to skip a difficult section, but there's a precedent for this type of thing. It's not about difficulty. It's not about having a special extra easy mode. Rather, it's about accessibility and giving people options. Quote, broadly speaking, an AI model is trained using training footage of gameplay of the game to identify game scenarios and learn the interactivity necessary to progress in the game from the training footage.
Whoa, I guess I jumped the gun too fast, because I was feeling real skeptical about the concept of integrating AI into games. That's a no-no for me. But when I look at this, it's harmless, because at least you're giving the consumer the option to turn the AI on and off, based on how challenging the gameplay may be for that player. As long as you're providing that consumer the option to turn the AI on and off, good to go, man. Don't remove that option to turn it off, bruh. I'm not with that.
So basically, you feed the model gameplay that shows it how to operate the game and how to succeed in the game, and then the model is able to replicate what it has seen, basically running through options for the next action based on, what's been trained, and then giving you what it thinks you want. A little bit like a chatbot trying to give you whatever form of answer it thinks you want. Think about this in the context of game development. This is happening for Sony first-party titles. Any functioning version of this tool that launches with a game will require the developers to feed it thousands of hours of gameplay footage to actually train the model.
Alright, don't laugh at me, guys, alright? But whenever I'm not able to overcome a challenge in a video game, I set the difficulty setting to easy mode. The moment I overcome that challenge, I reset the difficulty to what it originally was. But one thing though, if I'm able to overcome a challenge with no AI assistance, then I have a question for Sony. What's the point of integrating your AI if it's not so useful? What's the point of making the AI, which is going to cost a significant amount of money, when people aren't going to really deem it as necessary? Like me, I won't find it necessary because I could just change the difficulty to easy, like I just said. Y'all gotta think this through.
So you'll need all of that footage, because in order for this to work, you do need a hell of a lot of footage. And for this to work, the success rate has got to be incredibly high. Because obviously, if your accessibility feature doesn't work, then that is a lot worse than just having a few bugs. And more importantly, this needs to be built on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah, it's very important that the AI integrated into the game has to be customized, because different video games use vastly different animation techniques and graphic styles. Any mishaps would negatively affect the gameplay experience, especially if you want the consumer to have a good outlook on the AI that you just integrated into their game. Y'all better not mess up.
This is Nvidia's ACE program, and it's maybe the closest thing that we've seen to this kind of thing. It's a Gen AI powered squad mate in PUBG that is at least partially built on existing NPC systems. And that's being built by Nvidia, not Sony, who of course have got much less in the way of Gen AI backing and experience. I mean, if this was an Nvidia patent, I would totally buy them being able to do it. I mean, just look at some of the stuff that they're doing in the embedded AI and robotics sector at the minute.
But the thing is, there's a difference between Nvidia and Sony. Nvidia makes specialized chips to power AI. Sony, on the other hand, does not. Nvidia is deeply rooted in the AI market and primarily in making the hardware to power the AI. But Sony, on the other hand, they got all different types of products. And I like to argue that a lot of their products don't have AI integrated into them. So it begs the question, do you guys really want to make this AI to integrate into your game? By even just creating that AI, you open doors to new competition. Like OpenAI, Nvidia, Gemini. You don't want to create something that's going to create competition. For real, man.
Kind of interesting, but Sony doing this themselves for video games before those games have been out, before the actual footage is there. That seems weird, and it doesn't feel like it'll be in players' hands anytime soon, even if Sony have got some version of it partially functioning.
He has a point, but in my opinion, Sony can't be able to release an AI if that AI can't be able to handle the in and outs of that specific video game, whatever that video game may be. And another thing, the simple fact that the AI has to be trained on video footage of that specific video game lets me know, and the only way they could train that AI is that if the footage is released to the public or something like that. That's a dilemma, because by the time you already released the video game, you can't just take it back and be like, oh no, let's get our games back and integrate AI and resell it back to you or something. Nah, man, they gotta figure this out. I could already see it. I could already see them facing a lot of hurdles.
Do you remember the Ubisoft E3 presentations where they'd have, Bronson and all of the fake people in the trailer that were basically just actors pretending they were real people talking in voice chat, often babbling a lot of tactical nonsense? In that spirit.
Truth be told, I've never really played this video game, so I can't tell you much about it. But if he's using this specific video game as an example, then some of those AI elements could be playing on in the background and you just haven't noticed it. So next time you play a game like this, try to pay attention. And I know it could just be nothing but CPUs, but still, notice if there's anything weird going on in that video game. It could be elements of AI.
So is this Sony being so boneheaded to think that you are buying a PlayStation because you want it to do the playing for you? Or is it just them thinking of a novel implementation of a technology? And the thing is, it doesn't even have to be actually powered by AI. No. The promise of it just has to be enough to get past the review board to get that patent accepted.
So it seems to me that Sony's doing all this AI stuff with video games deliberately just to get a patent. By them having a patent with AI dealing with video games, they get to license it to other companies. And what? They get to make a profit. Nobody can use that specific technology, or I guess that idea, without approval from Sony. Ah, I see what y'all doing. So essentially, Sony's trying to meet those requirements that are set by the government because they're the only ones who can give them the patent. It makes a lot of sense why all this AI stuff is going on in video games.
And once it is, well, great, you can get licensing. Your lawyers will have something to do. Isn't that fun? And Sony, I have a killer idea for you. Use this tech to make AI opponents and use that to relaunch Concord.
No, please, Sony, do not relaunch any video games of the past. Don't relaunch them today with AI. We don't want that. Let us rejoice the memories of the past. That's what I gotta say. But I want to know what you got to say, man. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think about all this AI being integrated into video games. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace and love.